good morning. This is Bob Owen from Ozark Cedar Hives, and today I want to show you something that might not look like anything to you at first glance, but it's worked really well for us. And this is a heater box to heat up the honey supers before extraction. So let's see what it looks like inside. If you want to build one of these things, the main thing is you have basically a box inside a box. So inside here is a heater box. Down inside is a heater. It needs to be a fairly substantial heater. It doesn't need great big, but like we use an oil-based one like we have in our bathroom sometime in the winter time to keep the bathroom warmer. But some sort of a heater inside. Then on top we set a box fan, and we're blowing the air up out of there, so it will go down through the supers out the bottom, and then underneath there's a slot below there that go back into the heater box. This needs to be a pretty substantial wooden frame here to support all the weight that you'll set on it, with ribs right where the supers join. The whole thing is about 48 inches tall, and so we can get 5 rows, or in other words 15 supers in here. I've had 18, but 15 fit fairly well. The outside, of course, like I said, we've used our old not old one, but I grabbed several shipping boxes. They're a double wall anyway, and then since they're folded, they're twice that, and so they do a pretty good job of insulation. A little bit loose around the corners. I really would like to redo it someday using plywood and 1-inch styrofoam sheets possibly. But we've had it several years and it seems to be working, so you know, why fix what's not broken? To control it, we have a temperature control here that gives you lots of options. Pretty much though, we just set it so that it comes on. Of course, if anytime the temperature, you put it in there, and the maximum temperature we have set at 105 degrees, and then it'll kick back on if it goes down to 100. So most of the time it just runs, trying to getting up to that 100-degree mark. It takes a while to do that. But if there is some issue, or you don't want to start melting wax with this thing. You don't want a big huge wax melter. The max temperature is set at 105. Of course, you plug your heater into this, and then it has a probe in there hanging in the heater chamber till you monitor what the heater is doing. I like to have another unit, just a wireless outside indoor temperature controller or monitor. Set the sensor down underneath right where the air is flowing out from under the supers, and of course it's outside, so I know how much temperature drop I'm getting. So the temperature between here going in and coming out, I know, is transferring into the honey supers. The advantages that we found that we wouldn't be without anymore after we've had these or experienced them is even in the middle of summer, it might be maybe even 90 degrees, but if it sits here during the night and in the morning it's 75, the supers have cooled down. If you've ever tried to extract honey at 75, even at 80 degrees, it doesn't work real well. You have a hard time slinging this honey out of the frames. But if you can put it up to 100 degrees, first of all, it's so easy to decap, to take the cappings off of the frames. Even that old wax that the honeybees have used over a few times, it's dark and real tough to cut. At 100 degrees, it makes a world of difference. And of course, then in the extractor, we don't have to spin it near as fast to sling the honey out. It slings out real easy and quickly. And I don't get, if I do get air, I think I get really less air when it's at temperature. But if there is air in there, it raises out of the honey a lot quicker at that temperature. And then all the honey runs through the filters easier, much easier. So like I say, I originally built it in October for our last harvest, when we're just cleaning up the hives and getting them ready for winter, and have a few things I need to go ahead and extract. And of course, in October, you're not going to get 90-degree days or 95-degree days to extract honey. But then we found that in those summer days, even if they were 85 degrees, I like it at 100. It makes a world of difference. So we use it just about every time we harvest throughout the whole summer and fall season. I hope this helps you. It's helped us a lot. You obviously can re-engineer it however you want and whatever materials you want to use, but it gives you the basic idea and the advantages that it gives you to have a heater box for your supers. This is Bob at Ozark Cedar Hives. Have a great day.